Paulette, now that, after you review the actual example of the loss ratio, another tool that's very effective is giving them an example that's realistic, something that they can relate to. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And that's technically what you need to do across the board in any type of situation. Make it realistic. Make them understand that. Make them be part of the situation. So in this case, since we're talking of loss ratio and we're telling them that the rates fluctuate and that the insurance companies will have to modify their rates to balance for the losses or to recover from any losses, okay? You're gonna tell the customer, look, let me give you an example. Let's say you're a business owner, okay? And you sell auto parts, for example, through eBay, okay? And that you use FedEx, for example. You use FedEx to ship your items, okay? And you're gonna tell them, look, just imagine that the cost is $14 per item. That's technically what he pays, or what your customer will pay.
Okay.
So FedEx offers for a package of shipping $14 per item. So tell them that all of a sudden they receive a notification from FedEx, okay, that their cost is going to go up and is now going to be $20 per item. Ask the customer, since in this situation you're the business owner, what would you do? Would you pay those $20 out of pocket? Or would you charge the additional, in this case it's how much, the additional $6 to the buyer? What would you do? Would you pay the $6, an additional $6? Would you take an additional $6 of a loss? Would you take $6 out of your profit to pay for the cost that FedEx is now giving you? Or would you just charge the buyer, because realistically the buyer is going to be responsible to purchase those parts?
I'll charge the buyer.
You would charge the buyer, right? So you're putting you're putting the customer in a real life example, and you're asking the customer if they were the business owner, what would they choose? Would they choose to pay the $6 out of pocket, or would they choose to charge the buyer the additional $6? And I can guarantee you that all customers are going to say charge the buyer. So then you're going to come back and you're going to incorporate this into the insurance company. So you're going to tell them that's exactly what the insurance companies are doing. The insurance companies are losing a lot of money, okay? They're taking a lot of losses. So for them to stay in business, because they don't want to go bankrupt, so you're going to emphasize on the fact that if they don't balance their losses, they're going to go bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
So technically your policy is not even going to be, it's not going to exist if they don't have the financial or the capital to cover for the losses. So technically the insurance company is going to balance, okay, their losses by charging, or it sounds better, I guess, offering, okay? By offering higher rates. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So technically the insurance company is going to do the same thing that you would do as a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to take loss after loss after loss after loss. They're going to go out of business.
Right.
So what they're going to do, instead of them paying out of pocket for the losses, they're going to offer higher rates. They're going to have the customer pay a little bit more every single month, so that they could balance their losses by collecting a little bit more money.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
So once again, this example is to have the customer interact, for them to get a good perspective of what would they do if they're in that situation.
Okay.
And that's exactly what the insurance company is doing, because I guarantee you everyone's going to say charge the buyer. So that's relevant to the example of the loss ratio, because the insurance company is going to charge us,
Consumer.
the consumer. Okay? All right, perfect.